In Mardi Gras?
Mardi Gras, dog. Yep.
And then you hit it with the okie doke. You hit it with the okie doke.
Ruslan.
Okay, well, I want to get into more of your story and how we got here, but I got to show the people what it is that you do for folks who don't know. So this is your Instagram. You guys go follow him because it's really fly. Like the stuff you're doing is really fly. And and I'll play one clip.
Oh, I really, 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 really. Oh, I really, 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 really. Y'all ready? Hit me. Yo, I really get it, get it, get it, get it, get it.
So you usually do covers, but this is like a spontaneous street performance.
Yeah.
In Mardi Gras?
Mardi Gras, dog. Yep.
And then you hit it with the okie doke. You hit it with the okie doke. And they start saying it with you.
And Jesus loves you, homie.
Come on.
Jesus loves you, dog. We gotta get crazy because people get funny out here, dog.
Yo. And so there's pictures of you praying for people. A lot of this is you doing covers. But here's what I love about this, man, is that oftentimes as Christians, we have these unnecessary false dichotomies. You can't love Jesus, reach people for Jesus, impact people on social media, and extend and impact your own career as a worship leader, get booked for shows, create a living for yourself. And you're demonstrating that these are unnecessary, like in real time, that these are unnecessary false dichotomies that people have of, oh, I can't evangelize and make it interesting where it explodes on social media, and I can actually go and make a living for myself doing these sorts of things. Like you're demonstrating that in real time, and I think there's something here in all of it. Like I think there's a motto here that I think people are only seeing the tip of the iceberg, you know, and I think it's going to really potentially go beyond obviously just the church. You know what I mean? Like you came up on my Explorer page, and I was like, what is this? And then I just clicked on. I was like, yo, the music is fire, but it took me a while for it to all click. Like, oh, this is evangelism.
Right.
That's worship that serves the body online and also serves as an inspirational blueprint for other people. Like it's like the best of both worlds. I'm not sure if you're even considering all this as you're making it, but I love everything about it.
Yeah. Honestly, man, it's what I've been telling people. So I was on the track to kind of do the stereotypical worship thing for the last probably, I don't know, really hardcore for the last 2-3 years.
And define what you mean by stereotypical worship.
So what I mean by that, and I'm so sorry, I'm not trying to throw any shade on anybody, but just the typical blueprint or map to sort of quote unquote make it in the Christian industry music space.
Yes.
So you do the worship nights, you record the nights in the warehouse or wherever you're at, and you do the original music. And then you start going to shop at the people in the industry and try to get them to buy into it. And then, we're funding everything, my wife and I, and, was even attempting to do the collective thing. We're bringing 3 or 4 other worship leaders in and kind of making space there. And so I was doing that pretty hard for the last, like I say, 2-3 years. Yeah. The point is that I was on that fast track to doing that thing. And it was cool. I feel like I had this moment, though, to where doing what I was doing and then asking God to come bless it. I think for me, what I'm doing now on the streets has really been a thing to where I've stepped into God's idea.
Come on.
And I really didn't even realize it.
That's
so
good.
I wasn't thinking about monetization, wasn't thinking about blowing up, wasn't thinking about any of that. Was just thinking, man, this is a cool idea that I feel like you're putting in my heart. Again, some of that was inspired by, okay, I've done these worship nights for years inside the local church, and I've seen God do some really special stuff inside of these worship nights where people are getting healed and bona fide stuff happening, right? But it always left me still with this tension in my heart to say, man, but I want to go into an uncommon place where Jesus isn't fully accepted. And I just want to experiment and see what happens in those spaces. And so really that is what led me on the quest to kind of stepping outside the four walls.
Wow. Hey, you want to see something crazy? 67% of the people who watch this channel are not subscribed. Do me a quick favor, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you stay up to date on all the videos here on the Blessed God Studios channel. That's amazing, man. And even what you described as the typical worship path is still relatively modern. That's still edgy within the last 5 years, like doing the collectives. And this is, you know, some of the stuff obviously Maverick City has done, some of the stuff that you're seeing happen with the cross-pollination between the elevation worship, Bethel Music, Maverick City, combining all this. That's a still relatively modern approach to building an audience. How far did you get in that process before you decided to pivot to this process?
So I think, I mean, I was deep in as far as creating the content, so to speak, or the music, right? I had recorded probably 30 songs in a year. Wow. With this collective. I mean, we were aggressive.
Like live at shows? Okay.
We'd call these worship nights and we'd have 200-300 people come out to these worship nights, and we'd, you know, try to record 10 to 15 songs per time. Did that probably 3 times that year. And so I was deep in, but then when we started going to knock on doors in the music space, because, you know, at the end of the day, we had a couple thousand followers, and that's cool. But my heart is, okay, we want to maximize the people that we can get in front of, you know? So how can we do that? So I'm starting to knock on doors, and you know, got this dreamer inside of me. And anyways, these guys are basically telling me, hey, your music's amazing. It sounds great. And honestly, it's competitive with everything else out there as far as the quality in which you're doing it. But we can't help you. You don't have any steam online, so to speak. Was the big thing, right? Steam online, steam online. And so what I started really realizing is, I think there's people in the Christian space, Christian music space, that can really help people go from zero to on top of the mountain as far as a career standpoint. I think they're very few and far between. And I think that ultimately, you know, either the Lord's raising you up or he's not. And I just feel like, again, we stumbled upon what he's into, what he's doing. So, yeah, that was a long way to say we had probably been pioneering that way for at least 2 years.
And was there ever a thought to take that and put that on social media?
We were.
You were putting it on social media, and it just wasn't cutting through.
Wasn't doing much because I feel like it was oversaturated already. There's so many doing that, bro.
Interesting.
So many doing that.
So not only do you got to be good to pull it off live, you also then have to have the resources to capture it, chop it, edit it for social. But then it also needs to be disruptive enough to stand out. Interesting. Guys, we're going to go over to our Patreon exclusive segment. I got a couple more questions. I want to specifically talk about potential collaborations, future cities I'd like to see you in, cities I might pull up if you go to. And then just, I think we could start with the idea of, is worship, this accusation I think is a goofy accusation, like, is worship emotional manipulation? Hey, this clip is from our daily after party stream. If you enjoyed it, consider signing up for our Patreon community for only $5 a month, where you get access to the replays of our daily after party streams, as well as the uncut extended versions of our podcast, Discord access that's private, and a discount code for our merch store, only $5 a month. And ultimately, it's the best way to help us contextualize the gospel of Jesus using media, podcasting, and of course, YouTube. The link for that is in the description or in the pinned comment. The perks are amazing. You should get on there. It's only $5 a month. I'll see you over there, all right? Peace.